Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to this video, guys. I hope you guys are all okay. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair for watching these videos of mine. I don't know how much you're benefiting from them, but hopefully, inshallah, you're going to be benefiting a lot, inshallah. And you'll be benefiting other people as well, and we'll all get rewarded, inshallah. So, without any delay then. So, first of all, let's look at the words breakdown now. So, labisa yalbasu, it means to wear. Not labasa yalbisu. Labasa yalbisu, it means to cover up, to conceal. This is labisa yalbasu, like sami'a yasma'u. Jarmuq, it means a kind of sock, which I'm going to be showing you today. It's called a semi-sock, you can say. So it's a kind of semi-sock that people wear. So this is what we're going to be discussing today as well. And I'll show you images of it. Khuf, you guys should know this by now. I don't have to repeat all the words. Masaha, you guys should know this as well. Wala yajuzu al-mashu al-jawrabaini. A lot of these words here as well. Yajuzu, la yajuzu, you guys should be aware of that. Masah, you should. Jawrabain means a sock, non-leather sock. So if it's leather sock, you call it khuf. Otherwise, mujalladain. Mujalladain is actually a type of sock. It's basically a leather covered sock. So it's like a normal sock, which I'm going to show you guys. Normal sock, and then you just put around it leather, right? So yeah, it's covered with leather. Muna'alain is a normal sock which has a leather sole. So the sole of the sock is actually leather. So imagine this is the sock, sole of it leather. Thaqinain means thick. Thaqinain, too, both thick. Not thick as in, thick in the head. Thick as in, thick size. La yashifani, shaffa yashifu, it means it's not transparent. La yashifani. Okay, so those are the words that are done now. Now let's have a look at the tarkeeb. Now what you guys can do, have a go yourselves trying to work this out. So you can pause it, have a go at translating each word. It might take a little bit of time. But you see what that's going to do is going to push you to work hard in trying to translate. And that is the key for you guys in learning how to understand Arabic text. So anyway, the tarkeeb, the Arab. So man, we're going to make that into a mubtada. Right, labisa is the fi'l plus the fa'il. Jarmuq is the maf'ul bihi. Fawq is mudaf. Al-khuf is mudaf ilayhi. And mudaf ilayhi becomes the maf'ul fihi. Masaha is fi'l plus the fa'il. Alayhi is the jar and the majroor. And then you have wala yajuz fi'l plus the fa'il. Masaha is the fa'il. Ala is jar. Jawrabain is majroor. Illa is istithna, exemption. An is harf nasiba. Yakunani was originally yakunani. Yakuna ism of anna. An mujalladaini is the ma'tuf alayhi. O is the ataf. Ma'tuf plus the ma'tuf alayhi, both put together, becomes the khabar of yakuna. Waqala is fi'l plus the fa'il. Yajuzu is the fi'l. Fi'l plus the fa'il. Idha is a dharf. Kana is fi'l plus the fa'il dual. Thaqinaini is the khabar, first khabar, and la yashifani is fi'l plus the fa'il, jumla fi'liya, and the second khabar. Okay, so yajuzu idha kana thaqinaini. Okay, so tarkeeb is done now. That's the shart, you can say, and masa alayhi is the jaza. Okay, and then the rest of it is a new sentence. Okay, so let's explain this. Now, these are jarmuks now. So these are kind of jarmuks, right? So you can see the top of the foot is exposed. They kind of cover most of the foot, but they're below the ankles, right? So they're semi kind of socks. So these are jarmuks. There's quite a different number of forms you can get. This is a khuf, right? It goes above the ankles. So if it goes above the ankles, it's a khuf. So anyway, the masla is basically this. So it's saying whoever wears jarmuks on top of their khufs, leather socks, and then on top of that they've got jarmuks on. So imagine you got some red jarmuks over your leather socks. You're allowed to wipe over them, right? So you're allowed to wipe over both. So you don't have to take the jarmuks off. Basically, you can kind of wipe over all of it. However, you can't wipe over it on its own. So in other words, let's say you were barefoot, you were wearing them, and you're barefooted. You just got the jarmuks on. You can't wipe over them. Alright, so that wouldn't be allowed because it doesn't fulfill all that's exposed to. right? So because all of this foot is exposed, can't wipe. But if you've got them on top of the khuf, then it's permissible. Like I said, that would be allowed, because technically the whole foot is covered up to the ankle. And so when you've got this extra kind of layer on the jarmuk, it's just like a double layered sock, really. So you've got like a double layered sock, and that's it really. So that's the khuf is kind of covering the foot, and then you got the jarmuk. So if you're wearing these at the time of breaking your wudu, then you can wipe over them. So man labis al jarmuk, it says, whoever wears jarmuk on top of the khufs, fawq al khuf, masaha, is allowed to wipe over it. Alayhi. Right, next. So this, the key is you have to have them on when you break your wudu, just like you have to have the leather socks on when you break your wudu. You have to have these on as well. Now, if you don't have these on, then you can't really wipe over them. So for instance, let's say for instance, I get up in the morning for Fajr, I do my wudu, I wear my leather socks, and I put my jarmuks on top of those as well. So I've got like this double layered leather sock. And then at 10 AM in the morning, I break my wudu. So I got my leather socks on, got my jarmuks on as well. 10 o'clock in the morning, I break my wudu. So as per rule, we just have to wipe over, you know, whatever's on our foot. It's fine. You don't have to take the jarmuk off. However, if I wore the jarmuks after 10 AM, after I broke my wudu, then I can't wipe over the jarmuks. I have to take the jarmuk off and wipe over the leather sock. Then I can put the jarmuk back on. But it doesn't really matter because, you know, you didn't have them on. I didn't have them on when I broke my wudu. So the masa really won't affect it. Yeah, it won't have any impact. Anyway, so that's the explanation of the first one. Second, وَلَا يَجُوزُ الْمَسْحُ عَلى الْجَوْرَبَيْنِ إِلَّا أَن يَكُونَ مُجَلَّدَيْنِ أَوْ مُنَعَّلَيْنِ. So now, it's talking about different materialed footwear now. So you've got different material footwear. What's the ruling with this? So there's 4 types of footwear that we deal with. So number 1, the first type of footwear that we have is the leather sock, right? So leather sock, this is the first type that we have. As we all agree, you can wipe over those, no problem. We'll be discussing that since the beginning of this chapter. Second is like a normal sock you have, but it's covered with leather. Like a normal sock, and all over it, you have leather. So it's like got leather lining, right? Or inside a leather sock with normal lining. You know, so it's like kind of, it's got dual sort of, like inside it's normal, and then on the outside it's leather. Okay, so that's the second type of sock that you have. And then you have the third type of sock, is a sock which has it's a normal sock, but it's got a leather sole. So like a normal sock with a leather sole at the bottom. This is called a muna'al sock, muna'alain. So the sole is leather, the top doesn't really matter, it's another material. But the main thing is the bottom of the sock. What's that made of? So it's made of leather. Call it muna'al. So Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he says you're allowed to wipe over all these 3 types of socks. Sock which is just made from pure leather, sock which has dual lining, leather on the outside, normal on the inside. That's number 3 is sock which is normal and then has a leather sole to it. Now the Sahibain, they agree with this as well. However, the Sahibain add a 4th type of sock that you can wipe over. And this is a normal sock, but it's thick. So it kind of acts like leather. So it's like a normal sock, but it's thick. So I don't have any yellow color here. I don't know why I did yellow. I don't in the anyways yellow socks like this. So it's a normal sock, right? But the thickness of the sock is such that it basically it kind of acts like the leather. So the Sahibain say, you know what? If it's thick and it's not transparent, then it's fine. You can wipe over them as well. So, you know, you can get these socks out there nowadays, and I'll show you some pictures of it in a bit. So what does Abu Hanifa rahimahullah say about this? He actually says you cannot wipe over these, not allowed to. Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, on the other hand, they say you can. Now Imam Abu Hanifa, one thing to remember is he actually retracted his opinion near the end of his life. He left his opinion and he took the opinion of the Sahibain, and he actually wiped over socks himself. This has been reported by some of his students as well. So now we understand in the latter part of Abu Hanifa's life, he actually allowed wiping over the 4th type as well, right? So as long as they're thick enough and you can walk a long distance, then you're allowed to wipe over them, and they're like non-transparent. And this question of being thick and being non-transparent is basically so that you can walk in them. So they're thick enough to walk in, and in them days, sock that was non-transparent, you couldn't really walk in anyway. So it's like, it was conditions for socks in them days. So in other words, if it was transparent, just like, the stockings that women wear, that's like transparent, that is, you can't really walk a long distance in those, they'll tear. So it was like, the main point is, can you walk in them a long distance? Yes or no? If you can wipe over them. If you can't, then you can't. And remember, it's walking without wearing shoes. So just walking in the sock. And they say roughly about 3 miles or so, walking in them. So that's basically the masala. Now let me show you some examples. Now nowadays, you can actually buy some thick socks. A lot of people ask this question, can I wipe over normal cotton socks that I wear to work? Can I wipe over those? I mean, I would say it's best to try to look for thick socks. The best would be to look for thick socks, because the point is that the socks have to be in a certain thickness that you can walk in them a long distance. And it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to purity and acts of worship. So if you wear kind of thick socks like mountain socks or very thick football socks, I think those, you'd get away with those. Those should be fine. Like if you look at these kind of socks, you can get these waterproof wudhu socks, breathable. You don't have to buy this company one. I'm not being sponsored by them anyway. But you can get other forms as well, right? So you can get other types. Sometimes you get them for like £5 maybe, or maybe around that price, £10. So you just wear those. They're thick enough to walk in, then you can do masa on those, right? Because the sahibain's conditions are those, right? So you get some over here as well, as you can see, right? So now they don't necessarily have to be waterproof. Waterproof isn't the condition, according to a majority of the early conditions. Some later Hanafis have added this as a condition, but that's it really. So I hope you guys have benefit from this and understood it. If you have any sort of questions, please let me know. Thank you very much from patrons for all your support. Jazakumullah khair, and I really appreciate all the motivational support you guys give me as well. And also, if you have any sort of question, let me know. If you guys want to become patrons as well, then in the description below you can find a link. You can become a patron, support this channel, help me make loads of more videos, and you get access to videos which are not accessible to the normal public, right? So my patrons are treated specially, so I make special videos for them. And that's it really. So Jazakumullah khair, and I will see you guys inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much guys for watching this video, and again thank you to all my patrons as well for all your support. Jazakumullah khair, may Allah reward you immensely. If you guys want to become a patron, then links in the description below. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.